This presentation looks at the question of, does sustainability matter for small business? When I started my business coaching practice, I decided to focus on businesses involved in sustainability because I knew that when I helped these businesses succeed, we would be able to have an even bigger impact on the environment and the community. This type of client shares my values, and I'm inspired to do my best work with them. Fortunately, there's a growing market for sustainable products and services, which makes being an environmentally or socially responsible business not only possible, but also a differentiator. This presentation will share data on consumer trends with respect to sustainability and some ideas of how to add this into your business. The consumer data that I will share is taken from two reports that have come out in 2015. The first is from Nielsen, and they surveyed over 30,000 consumers in 60 countries and also looked at retail sales to determine how sustainability impacts business success and consumers. The second is a study from Cone Communications, where they surveyed close to 10,000 consumers in 9 of the largest countries in the world by GDP. So what is a sustainable brand? In the context of consumers and the reports, we're really looking at two different aspects: social responsibility and environmental responsibility. And there are a wide range of activities that consumers consider to fall into these categories. Now, when you look at what consumers expect, 91% expect companies to do more than just make a profit. They're looking for businesses to actually play a role in having an impact on the environment and social well-being. 84% of consumers try to purchase products or services that are socially or environmentally responsible. Consumers recognize that they have power with their purchases, and they're looking to drive that behavior of companies. One of the main reasons that they cite that they aren't able to make purchases is that there's an unavailability of products, so they can't make some of the purchase decisions they'd like. What this means is that there's an opportunity for businesses to provide more services and products that fit into this sustainability space. But the question is always, will they actually pay more for sustainable products? And what you can see is that the trend has definitely grown over the past few years, from 50% in 2013 to 66% this year. And in fact, age makes a difference. 75% of millennials are willing to pay more, and that's up from 50% just last year. When you dive a little bit deeper into the data of the 66% that are willing to pay more, over 50% of them are influenced by key sustainability factors, such as a product being made from fresh, natural, or organic ingredients, a company that's environmentally friendly, or known for its commitment to social values. They've also seen that sustainable businesses outperform others. So when you look at sales of consumer goods from brands with a demonstrated commitment to sustainability, they've grown more than 4% globally, while those without grew less than 1%. In another study from the Havas Media Group, they found that meaningful brands outperformed the stock market by 133%, with the top 25 brands delivering an annual share return of nearly 12%. So businesses do well when they're also sustainable. Another factor to think about is millennials. They now make up 45% of the workforce, and this is only growing. A study that was done a few years ago found that 80% of millennials want to work for a company that cares about how it impacts and contributes to society. So as you're looking to grow your business and you'll be looking for employees, it's important to consider the millennial workforce and what they're looking for from an employer. So what if you don't have a product or services that's sustainable in nature? You might have a professional service like accounting or business coaching, but you can implement business practices that align with your core values and support the causes that you believe in. So there's things such as becoming a green business. I have a home business and I have become a green business. You can get certified through your local county. There's also the business model of B corporations, which take into account both environmental and social considerations. You might be able to have renewable energy. You can install solar or participate in a CCA or a PPA. These are community choice aggregators or purchase power agreements so that you can use renewable energy in your business. In my area, there is a Marin Clean Energy CCA, and I'm able to be a deep green customer where 100% of my electricity comes from renewable sources. We also know that when you are using renewable energy and looking at your reducing your waste and supplies, it impacts your bottom line with respect to profitability. Now, if some of these aren't available to your business, you could also consider a cause that you're interested in. So you could donate time or money to a community organization or cause that matters to you, and it may matter to your customers. So the last thing you need to consider is that if you're going to embark on sustainability practices, that you need to communicate what you're doing. Consumers are very savvy and they will do homework on your company or product and services before they ever walk in your door. So if you have some sort of cause or sustainable practices, it's important that you communicate that through your marketing. It's also important that you align your efforts with your values and mission. Consumers will notice if it's just greenwashing or false claims. They're going to look for consistency between your words and your actions. So market your efforts and attract the type of clients that share your values and also value what you're doing because they're looking to make a difference with their pocketbook. So we spend many hours at work, and for most of us, especially entrepreneurs, we're looking to do work that also supports our value system. If you're interested in increasing the environmental and financial sustainability of your business, please contact me.